What up, team? Welcome back to the Get House Fitness. What up, team? Welcome back to the Get House Fitness channel. We can't say all the words at one time. My name is Janet Gathers. This is going to be week 2 of Dochi Made Me Do It, The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. So I am currently in week 3, filming week 2, about to post week 1 for y'all. So that being said, I have notes because I need to vlog what's going on when, because I don't want to confuse stuff. So anyways, let's get into what happened in week 2. So week 2 was different from week 1 for me in that in week 1, I was super hype about going on my artist date, taking myself to my little lunch, getting my little cute clothes on, taking a moment, doing me, coming home, getting back to regular life. Week 2 was different because in week 1, on top of doing my artist date and doing normal work life stuff, I also had to do the reshop for the house. We typically only get like the big things once a month. That was that week. And I also had a friend coming in from out of town, so we met up. And then there was the normal work stuff. So there was more Janet outside than normal. So I was already exhausted. So take that into week 2. Then take into week 2, my cycle started. And then take into week 2, the week was truncated because my husband and I were taking Friday off. So, you know, that means you got to get 5 days of work done in 4 days. Great. So all that being said, I didn't want to go outside again, but of course I wanted to get my artist date done. I'm very much an introvert and a homebody, and I'm not the type of introvert that's like afraid to speak in front of people. Like, I can teach a yoga class with 50 people. I'm great, like, let's do it. But when it's done, I'm drained. I'm like, hugs everybody, love y'all, appreciate it. Now I need to go like sit in the house for 20 hours straight and not talk to anybody. Like, that's how I am. So I can do outside and I'm very outgoing and I'm not afraid to speak to people and that type thing, but I drain very quickly and I'm an empath. So while I'm out, I can feel everyone's emotions. This person sad, this person just got in an argument, this person, whatever, all the things. So, too much outside on top of a short schedule, on top of low energy from cycle. So my initial plan was to go do the paint pottery situation. I didn't want to throw clay, like make any pottery per se. I just wanted to paint it. And I used to be in ceramics a lot when I was in end of middle school, beginning of high school. One of my teachers actually submitted one of my pieces in a art show that I was not knowledgeable about. I gotta slow down. And I actually won that show. But anyway, so I'm familiar with ceramics, but I didn't want to do all the things. I just wanted to do the end product, paint it, be cute, and go about my business. But again, I didn't want to go outside. But I wasn't going to skip my artist date. So my next thought was to watch OVO, one of the Cirque du Soleil shows, because I really love Cirque, and like make me a little cute charcuterie board and make a little mocktail and enjoy that moment. But then that didn't really feel aligned either. So what I settled on was redoing my pedicure. So I do my own nails. I also post nail content on here as well. I don't usually post feet stuff because people charge for that, you know. But I was gonna skip it because I was tired. I was like, you got too much stuff to do this week, but I put it in the artist box, like this could be your artist date. And then all of a sudden it was like I had room for it. So that's what I did for my artist date. I redid my pedicure. I had some stuff playing in the background, like Joe Dispenza and other like law of attraction, manifestation, epigenetics type peoples, and just enjoyed the moment. So that was my artist date, and I'll put a quick photo of my before and after of my pedicure. So I think that was it for that. Okay. And then for my task at the end, so if you recall from my intro video, so not video week 1, but video week 0, basically, I decided that I was going to do the morning pages every morning. I was going to do my artist day every week, and then I was going to pick 2 to 3 of the tasks at the end of the chapter to complete instead of trying to do all 8 to 10 of them. And this week, in that, they had additional like do these everyday type things. So I did those. Well, there was one thing. There was one additional thing, and then one of the tasks I picked added another thing. So yeah. So I did for one of my tasks, it was called the wheel. And let me make sure I got my stuff right here. So week 2. Week 2, I'm sorry, it's called Life Pie. I felt like saying the wheel was wrong. It's called Life Pie, and it basically instructs you to draw a circle divided into 6 pieces, which is spirituality, exercise, work, play, friends, and then romance/adventure. I was called to this because I did spiritual coaching for about 2 years, which I ended it last November. And one of my first things I would do with my clients would be a wellness wheel, and I didn't know that I even had known of that before, because I also had done like the 8 dimensions of life type wheel when I did a workshop for a yoga teacher training, like when I was invited in as a past teacher to teach the new students. And I'm just like, my brain had to pull it from here. I'm sure I might have heard it somewhere else, but it was interesting that this is one of the things to pick. So I picked that. I did change it to, it had romance/adventure, and I felt like adventure should go with play. So I did spirituality, exercise, adventure and play were 1, work was 1, and friends was 1. And you basically had to just notate on that piece of the pie how close to that outer ring of the pie, which means 100%, were you functioning in your life. And mine was basically lopsided except for spirituality, exercise, and work. So yeah, and then the other thing I picked was to dip backwards into week 1 and read the affirmations that were chosen in there, and to repeat them a few times a day, blah, blah, blah. What I did was just read the whole thing every morning. So I wanted to note a couple of those that resonated with me. And then one of the things also that was one of the tasks they gave for you to do was to also read the basic principles once a day. So I will also just share a couple basic principles. So let's start with the creative affirmations. There are 20. I'll just share 6 that I felt resonated with me, and it may resonate with you as well. My dreams come from God, and God has the power to accomplish them. Definitely need to always remember that. As I create and listen, I will be led. My creativity heals myself and others. Through the use of my creativity, I serve God. That one was really good for me. There is a divine plan of goodness for my work. And then the last one I wanted to share out of the 20 was, as I listen to my creativity, I am led towards my creator, which of course is God. And then the basic principles were given in basically what I would call the week 0 reading. And there are 10 of those. So I will share with you 4 that kind of hit for me. And the first one is, when we open ourselves to creativity, we open ourselves to the creator's creativity within us and our lives. Creativity is God's gift to us, and using our creativity is our gift back to God. When we open ourselves to exploring our creativity, we open ourselves to God in His orderly direction. And the last one of the 10 I wanted to share was, our creative dreams and desires come from a divine source. As we move toward our dreams, we move toward divinity, which again is God. I feel like I have like I just came from outside. I feel like I got bit right here. It itches and I swear it's red. But anyways, all right. So that was my task. So I did the life pie, I did the affirmations, and then it was instructed to go back and read the principles. So I did that. What came up for me this week, or that week, because I'm in a new week, was old money stuff, like money, not even money fear, because I think when people say money fear, they tend to think of like fear of lack of money. It was more of me seeing that I had fear of, I don't know how to put it. So I have many examples in my life of people who made it, quote unquote, and changed severely and not in the best ways. So fear of not even like money is the root of all evil situation. I think money can make your life very cush and easy. But fear of like money and people not being rooted in their morals and like losing themselves to gain the money, almost like it's a trade, and a piece of me not ever wanting that to happen. So you know how we're set up, our ego is here to protect us. So if our ego thinks that we feel like money will make us lose ourselves, which if we lose ourselves, that can kind of feel like you're dying, like you're losing a piece of yourself, it will keep it from you. So I'm just like, that was very interesting to come up, and I've been working through that. Another thing that came up was I was brought back to Joe Dispenza, which I mentioned I listened to some Joe Dispenza while I was doing my pedicure. And what's interesting about that is I've had a also interesting love-hate type relationship with Joe Dispenza stuff, not because of his work and what it is, or that I don't believe in it, because I mean most of it is science, so it's proven. I guess it's just like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear type situation. Much like if you watch my week 0 of this, I really wasn't into this the first time I did it either. But a lot of his meditations are very, so me as a meditator and a breath work type person, facilitator, coach, whatever, I'm very like, let's get you out of here, get you grounded, bring you down, keep you here, then we're gonna slowly bring you back, and then we want you about here instead of up here where you started. The voice in which he uses is very like, tune in to your, and you probably jumped right now. Yeah, like, so a lot of the stuff I wanted to do with and through his work, I just couldn't. So I haven't gotten to any of his meditations yet, but I think some of that turned me off. And then also because of his stuff is very science-based, you got to be in the right mindset to listen to it and receive it, because it's kind of like being in school, like being educated. So anyways, but all that to say, I was brought back to his work and I'm actually enjoying it. And I remembered my old Audible account. I have 3 of his books on Audible, all 3. One of them I hadn't even touched yet, 2 of which I have listened to. So again, like I half did this. So now's the time, Janet. Now's the time. The serendipity or the synchronizations or whatever you want to call coincidences is like, get it done. So there was that. And then what else came up? There was a lot of thought and work put into setting my future body up for success. And I mean my actual physical body. So I turned 40 in November, and I see a lot of people around me changing in ways I don't agree with. not that I don't agree with, I don't accept that. And much like a lot of the things in my life as far as health things went, I didn't accept it. Like, yeah, y'all can say that or whatever, but I don't align with that. I don't accept that. I'm gonna do this. So I'm working on surrounding myself with people of my age and older that look and feel and have the health that I intend to have as I progress. So there was a lot of research in that area. And also there was a trying to read it and then put it into words, because it's kind of like shorthand, put it into words that make sense. But basically I had a lot of grace for myself, and not in the way where like in meditation where like, you know, I love you, I accept you, that type thing. It was actual grace put into practice. Like I had a feeling in myself of like, it wasn't a push. It was just like, it's all good. We're gonna get it done. We're doing enough, you know, chill. We got it. And it was just this almost like a mother would do a child. And I don't have a child, but I do have a sister that's 11 years younger than me. And much like the feeling I would have towards her when I just see her like going 150 miles per hour, and I'm like, we could go about 40, you know. We're good, slow down, you're doing plenty, sis. But often we don't have that same grace and feeling for ourselves. But it was very much present for me last week, which is a lot to say, because if you have a cycle and a uterus and a body that produces all these hormones, you know that usually during that time, everything in you says the opposite of that. Like the hormones basically want to tell you that you're trash, go lay down. So for me to be going through my cycle but have opposite feelings that would usually occur was profound for me. And then for my check-in, I think everything went well. I'm just gonna read the questions real quick just to make sure, because this video is long enough. Did I do my morning pages? I did them every day. Did not miss one. I completed my artist date. Told you about that. And were there any issues? There were no issues, but like I said, the one thing that came up, that popped up, that was old mindset me / very subconscious that I didn't even know it was there, was the money thing, and how I see how money has changed people and how I felt it as a block for myself. So yeah, that was week 2. And I'm in week 3 now. So I will return with week 3. I appreciate y'all going with I appreciate y'all going on this journey with me. Again, I have these binding plant journals on sale on Amazon. If you want to get one, this is what I'm doing my morning pages in. So if you want to join the party on that, they're also great gifts. Mother's Day is coming up, all that good stuff. And I think that's everything, guys. Yeah, I thought this video was going to be like 12 minutes and it's on 18, and I don't really think there's much for me to edit out. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.